Honestly, I think the first place that people make a mistake with pests is that they instantly are reactive about the whole situation. Like, for example, in this garden, like I might see a pest appearing, you might get aphids on some of the greens or something like that. And instantly most gardeners go, oh my goodness, I've got aphids, what do I then turn to? And a spray is generally the accepted way of going to it. Although hopefully this is starting to change, because spraying and being reactive about our pests is never the solution that we want to be turning to. This doesn't happen in nature. Balance happens in nature. We have different populations of bugs that come in, predators and prey, that like to come in and sort of balance each other out, to have a little bit of a population to munch on, but then also to provide a function in the garden as well. I believe it was the wonderful Philip Callahan. He wrote the book How to Tune into Nature, and this book has really fundamentally changed the way that I think about pests and the way that I think about plant health in general. Too often, for example, we're thinking about the plant itself being the problem. What is the plant doing that's causing these pests to come in and eat it? What have I not fed it? What have I not sprayed on it? And this is the wrong approach, because actually, and as you may know me by now, the problem is not in the plant itself. The problem is in the soil around it. The plants are just showing expressions of what's going on in the soil. For example, with us as human beings, if we are living our lives, living an unhealthy life, putting our lots of junk food into ourselves and not exercising, we are then an expression of that. We are that being shown up in our physical symptoms, our mood, how we feel, and then ultimately disease and death at the end of it. And that's exactly what's happening with our flowers and our plants as well. And Dr. Philip Callahan, I think he's a doctor, says that these plants, they're giving off infrared signals. So when a bug flies over the garden, it's got these amazing antennae, which you might see from some of the moths and things, and they're flying over the garden, and the infrared signals from unhealthy plants are being picked up by these insects, and they're coming in to then take them out. And he sort of gives this hypothesis, which I tend to agree with, that the plants in the garden that are taken out by the bugs, they were never there to be there in the end anyway. This is a survival of the fittest. This is a work towards more resilience in the garden and basically getting rid of any of those weaker traits. So if a plant isn't doing so well, if for whatever reason the soil is making it express this way, the bugs are going to come in and take out the trash. And I think that's just such a fabulous, really amazing thing that nature does that you don't often see. And we don't often appreciate, because it's something that, as I said, it's very reactive. We always come in with a spray or something like this and want to freak out every time there's a bug. I can tell you, just sitting here, observing around me, there are so many bugs. I can see so many moving things. And it's a joy. It means that the ecosystem is balancing itself out. I think if we left it, for the most part, everything would sort itself out. Some things would thrive, some things would die. But there would be this balance that sort of comes out of it. I guess, like, with the question, like, if I'm doing everything right, why are there still pests? I think that you may be doing everything right or by the book, but what book is this? What actual method are we applying? Because one method cannot be applied to every single situation. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of gardeners or educators in this space are making, is that they sort of say, you know, and I'm trying to be good at this myself, is saying that one thing, this is how we do one thing, this is how we build soil, this is how we plant, this is how we look after our garden. But then that doesn't always fit. That box doesn't get translated to every space, every garden. So I think that having this nuance about different specific situations, we don't need to apply a blanket rule to everything. In saying that, if you are looking after the soil, you're composting, you're covering the soil, you're doing cover crops, you've got mostly everything is working out right, then why do we have pests? Well, they're often a symptom, as I said, of something going on in the soil, or overcrowding, or lack of resources, or climate, like humidity, temperature. It might be something that you're not necessarily doing, but the plant's not fitting. It's not working in that situation. So that's why these bugs are coming in, and they're coming to take it out. I don't think it's something to be feared, and I don't think it's something to be upset about. Unless it's like your cash crop where it's like, these are your vegetables for the season, we don't necessarily need to worry about the bugs landing on a few things in the garden and balancing out that ecosystem. Generally, that makes things pretty balanced. And often people say, you know, plant a little bit more, some for the bugs, some for the birds, some for this, but we don't all have that luxury. And I think thinking about this, you know, when you've got a cash crop and it's your lettuces for the year, or it's, you know, whatever it is that you're growing, you really want to make sure that there's no bugs on there. So I think in that situation, like netting, covering, protecting, some mechanical mechanisms that can just protect your crops, I think is probably a good idea. But in the meantime, we need to focus on the soil. We need to be mulching. We need to be watering consistently and building this health, this ecosystem health. And it's not about having no bugs. It's about having literally all the bugs in all these different combinations. So I think this is a fundamental shift that we need to go through as gardeners. So I guess that's why I keep banging on about living soil and building healthy soil, resilient ecosystems, because these are the pests and the disease and the ill plant health is a result of us not focusing on these particular parts of soil health and garden health. If we're not focusing on these fundamentals, then we're going to be making room for these things to be coming out in the long run. So yeah, I guess that's how I would tackle pests. It's not necessarily about trying to win the war. It's about trying to create an environment where they don't need to attack. I guess it's as simple as that. Let me know. I'm keen to find out, what are your thoughts on all this? I'd be very interested to see what your thoughts are in the comments below. But thank you. Thanks for watching.